I did something that wasn't exactly the smartest. Brought up a good point, and one that I think isn't talked about enough, so let's talk about it. I need to go get my hat. Hang on a second. There. So this is something that I've unintentionally been putting off, I guess. Maybe subconsciously, intentionally, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't done it, and I've been needing to do this. It does require a story time. Make sure when you set any of your tools around, put them right here where the inverter and all the high voltage stuff is. You gotta live on the edge a little bit. There are two other bolts over here. I already had them loose, save some time. Now we got the big air box out of the way. You may be wondering to yourself quietly, or out loud, I don't know, what the heck am I even getting at exactly? I pulled the thermostat out of this car because I wasn't sure if I might need to rely on a little bit of head gasket sealer if my head was in fact warped or the block was warped in some way. And I didn't send it to a machine shop because frankly, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't care. I also wanted to see if I was getting some overheating, then I know for sure then it wasn't coming from the thermostat also. So there's a couple of reasons why I didn't put it back in. Of course, as is the case, typically, life gets in the way and I didn't get back to it. Until, well, at this moment in time right now. What the thermostat does, and if you don't know this, is it regulates the temperature of your engine. Exactly like the house temperature that you and your roommate or spouse or partner fight over constantly. When the thermostat is closed, it allows the engine to heat up, and then it gets to a certain temperature and it opens up, allows coolant to pass through it. A band-aid fix back in the day for vehicles was to pull the thermostat out, you know, on the side of the road. The reason why that worked back in the day is because the thermostat for an older vehicle really did just like one thing basically. It really only regulated the temperature of your engine. Golly. But you see, newer cars, that's not the case. I noticed a couple times that I could smell fuel, and I thought I probably just have an exhaust leak because, like I said, I had no room back there, and you know, in the process of everything, I figured I just probably developed an exhaust leak. Then it hit me one day. I don't think that's exactly what happened. I think the engine is running rich. I'm rich, bitch! And it seemed to be a little bit down on power. Not a whole lot. I mean, it is a Prius after all. And it seemed that maybe I was getting some worse gas mileage. Prius should get good gas mileage. Get out of here. There we go. You have the thermostat housing, and inside this, you'll typically find a big old spring. Goes in there like this. And then you have the thermostat itself that goes in here, and it's got a little retainer that locks this into place. Pushes down and twists and, you know, does the things. This goes like this. Sorry, my bad. I had it upside down. All right, goes like that. But why is this relevant to new cars and to my problem with running rich? That's because, friends, the thermostat is not as simple as it might sound. Where did they put that bolt? An ECU is incredibly smart. Super smart. They pull from all the data captured by every sensor, by everything, to make your car perform its best in an array of scenarios. One of the simplest scenarios, though, is whether the car is warm or whether it's cold. Go back to the idea of old cars. When a car is choked, it chokes out the air, allowing for a fuel-rich mixture, making the car start easier when it's cold until it gets up to a whatever temperature. Then that choke opens and it, you know, you go on with your day. That same idea is extended here. However, you don't have a choke like that. You have a computer telling the car to run richer when it's not warm. And if a thermostat is out of that mix, say, you know, some idiot pulls the thermostat out and drives without it for 4 months, he, who will remain nameless, of course, car is constantly running rich because the car is constantly never warmed up. The resulting issues that come from that are, well, wasted fuel because you're running fuel rich, and poorer performance versus running, you know, warmed up. I'm putting water in this, let me tell you why you shouldn't put water in this. Anti-freeze. If you live in a climate that gets below freezing, the whole point of antifreeze is so it doesn't freeze. And it's not that it doesn't freeze in the overflow tank or whatever, it's so that it doesn't freeze inside your engine block. Water expands when it gets cold. It can push out freeze plugs, which is kind of what they're there for, cracked engine blocks. It can bust your radiator. It can do all types of things. If you live in warmer climates, you might think, well, just straight water's fine, right? Well, yeah, probably. But antifreeze or coolant has better heat exchanging properties than straight water does. So there is some benefit there too. Also putting just straight water in here just in case I have to fix something. Probably. I do plan on just draining this out and putting actual coolant back in there, so hold those comments because I get it. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna clear the codes, so let me do that. Put on the power. Go to my app here. See, there's my code, coolant thermostat. I'm gonna clear that. Yep. If you want my review, my actual use cases and opinions of this cheap OBD2 scanner, please just let me know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take us for a drive here and see if our temperatures do anything and see if our lights come back on. Oh no! Something down this way that I've noticed the one or two times that I've been in. Check right here. Look right there. Look. A 73 Challenger just sitting in a driveway right there. Just hanging out. It always surprised me and kind of made me sad that that car just sits there. It's on gravel, but moisture is going to get up underneath that car, and maybe one day I'll work my way down there and talk to those people to see what's up. Well, the Prius did just fine. The point of this video and the moral of the story is sometimes complicated problems can be solved by a simple, seemingly unrelated fix. Yeah. We'll have more on both of these cars here soon, and maybe a different car in place of this one. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. See you later. Why is that important? Shut up, train.